YouTube.
Oh, we're live.
All right, we should be live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Creator Spotlight. Back with me today, we have the KLC gang, the KYD gang. I guess both
Both
but
are true.
yeah, kill your darlings. Here we are. How are you guys? How you been since last time we talked?
Oh, good.
Great,
It's been
Dingy.
crazy.
I was great, and then now I'm in the toilet.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
Oh, no.
There we go.
Okay.
Now people know exactly who you guys are.
Yeah.
We keep doing this where you guys have the subtitles and I don't, and it really bothers me.
You missed the boat.
I
Yeah,
guess
there,
I
hold
guess
on.
the
on the
point
little
is like
subtitles.
I don't
I
even
got you.
There
need
you go. There
Now
you
no
go.
one
need
has
no
it.
introduction.
Danny
Now
has
no one
leveled
has
the
it.
playing field.
Thank you. Now I'm at
Welcome.
peace.
Mm-hmm.
We accommodate our guests here
I
on next issue.
appreciate that.
So since last we talked,
Mm-hmm.
you guys have dropped 4 issues of Kill Your Darlings.
Yes.
And the buzz online is real. I think
Mhm.
people are really enjoying the book. But
Yeah.
for anybody that may be new to Kill Your Darlings, would any of you guys going to kind of like give us a bit of a catch up or a synopsis, or
All right.
just
It's
talk
my
about the
turn.
first 4?
All
It's my
right, take
turn.
it
I
away.
got it.
I'm so happy I never have to do this. It's my favorite part of being the artist.
One day, Bob, we're gonna spring it on you.
One of these
Better
days,
not.
one of these days, they're gonna be like, "Can you give the pitch?" And then Griffin and I will just walk off camera. And
Yeah,
then-
we'll
and it'll be down to you. Yeah, we'll just fade away.
We do have
Okay.
people watching, so shout
Yeah,
out. Put your
hello.
questions on the chat. We'll get to them hopefully eventually.
Thank you for joining me.
We should go
Okay.
about an hour, right? Because I think there's a special
Yes, we
event
have a.
right after this.
If you're a KLC Press subscriber, we're going to be doing an after show where you guys can get in. You get right in the call with us right after this, and then we can all chat. It'll be great.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can talk to 3 very famous comic book creators
Oh,
known all over the world.
It's true.
I mean,
Okay,
no lies
Kill Your
detected
Darlings.
here.
Kill Your Darlings is a horror fantasy epic. It follows a little girl named Rose, who Griffin affectionately likes to call the J.R.R. Tolkien of 8-year-olds. She's the most imaginative child you could ever hope to meet. She has this world that she's created in her imagination, like many of us may have done when we were little, that she has named after herself, the Kingdom of Rosewood. And every day she, her life is okay, but she has her struggles, and she likes to escape from the daily grind of school, come home, close herself in her room, and play pretend that she is a warrior princess in this world. And that's her comfort. It's this thing that means a lot to her. But one day she comes home and finds that something is amiss in that imaginary world, and that there is an evil at the center of it that is much more real than she ever could have bargained for. And the series, as has now been revealed over the case of the 4 issues that are out, follows her life over a great deal of time. It is a saga in the true sense of the word. We see that the things that she's struggling with, the imaginary leaking into reality, continues over the course of her lifetime, and she tries to strike back against it, or just survive it, or see what it means for her and her best friend Elliot, and her loving Ella Pig protector Wallace are by her side the entire time. And it's really scary and upsetting and funny and intense and goofy and all of these things.
I have
That was
no
excellent, Ethan.
all right.
I don't know how many times you've done that, but you nailed it.
Thanks. We've done it a few times.
Once you do New York Comic Con, it's just.
I wish we would
there.
have kept count at New York,
Oh,
because
yeah.
it was like everyone
Yeah.
that passed by the table were like, okay, it's a fantasy horror epic.
Yeah.
Ethan and I just start learning each other's parts. We'll do a little handoff. All right,
We really
now it's your
would,
turn.
yeah.
You take it.
It was smooth. Yeah.
That sounds excellent. I mean, once you do New York Comic Con, like what's next from there?
It's
Like,
true.
I
That's true.
really want to
don't
do
know.
San Diego. I have not yet been able to convince Griffin to go in with me, but that is the next step.
Bob
I
will be
think
closer to there by that time of the year. I don't know. I don't know.
That's interesting.
Who is to know?
I'm
Okay,
quite
okay.
close. It's very doable. The idea of doing San Diego and New York in 1 year, holy shit! But I kind of want to pull the trigger on it at least once. It sounds amazing.
Mm-mm.
Now,
Good.
would you maybe have a trade to go pimp out at San Diego Comic-Con by then? I think I'm trying to look for the date.
San
I
Diego's
think maybe-
usually in July, I
I
feel,
mean,
and
that feels like a timeline maybe somehow.
feels like July always feels like a good month to drop a trade. I don't know.
Feels like it might work. So I mean, it might be a good deal to get the creators out there, get a nice trade sign or get your really cool copy sign.
Could be
Get
cool.
some of your nice.
There
we
we
go.
Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah,
Good
I
rips.
always keep the latest issue of Kill Your Darlings close to me,
I love it.
just in case I need to go back and check stuff.
Of
Like,
course,
there's
of
no way
course.
they really did this, right? There's no
That's
way. They're-
okay. We
they're
encourage
crazy.
that. I think that's part of what we want. We're very sparing with the details, hoping that you will be clinging on to your copies to go flip back to.
Yeah, I think in case I get pulled into a different world, maybe I got some instructions with me.
I do love the idea of anybody having to kind of create their own red string board and flip back and figure out. Because
Cutting out panels, trying to be like.
I mean, we had to do it. I mean, we're inflicting it on everybody else.
Yep. Yep.
What does that look like? Since you guys are far away from each other, what is putting together like a cork board, string board thing, and then having to show it to Bob? Like, what is that like?
It looks like the Google suite of applications.
It looks like a Google Drive, Dropbox. It looks like a note in my notes app that I just
nobody uses Access. Why are we on this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's about it.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, it's just like Griffin and I have been friends and working together on various things for like a decade, and it's just constant texts and emails and links and Dropboxes and sharing files, and it's kind of a nightmare. The thing of working with multiple people across space and time is like kind of a mess, but it is is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite things about comics is the collaboration, but I know that can also, that it takes good planning, it takes good timing, good chemistry, which I think the whole team here definitely has.
Oh, thank you. My ideal situation is me and Bob and Griffin and John J. Hill living in a home together. And we all come to the dinner table to collaborate on the comic book every evening.
I don't know how Bob or Ethan, how your wife may feel about that. Like, I have to move. It's for the book.
Yeah, I'm the creative visionary of the house, and she goes to the house I tell her to go to. So Ethan, Griffin, let's buy a place.
All right, honey, we're bunking with John J. Hill.
Okay, slow
down. All right, so I do have a list of questions, and we can kind of go anywhere on this, but I don't want to get too much into spoilers because, like I said, I want people to use this time to catch up. Issue 5 comes out this week. I have read issue 5. We won't get too much into it, but there is one question that I have for the. We'll touch on that a little bit later.
All right,
but I gotta ask, and I was listening to some of the other interviews, and you guys kind of touched on this, but not really dove into it. Why are we jumping around time so much? Like, how? What do you guys? How did you guys kind of put that aspect of that into the story?
Griffin.
We're jumping around in time a lot because we have.
Hello, Abigail.
Hey, Abigail. We have 2 characters that exist at different points in time, and there are very important things that we have to show you in a very specific way. So we'll jump back because we think, oh, this is the perfect moment in the sort of the chronology of you reading the book to experience this moment. And so we could do it linearly, but it wouldn't be as nearly of a as interesting of a read, I think. And so we're jumping around a lot.
Drip of information is kind of what's creating the wait. What is this? Who's that? Wait, is that the who? Like you just told it chronologically.
Yeah, and we love the idea of traversing a lot of time. it's I think when you step back and sort of look at everything linearly, there it is. It's, I mean, it's not terribly complex. It's pretty straightforward, I would say, but we like to sort of swap all the ingredients around, so then it is a more interesting experience.
Yeah.
And then when you step back, once we get to the end of the series, you'll step back, you'll be like, oh my God, like we have covered so much time, because we do go to a couple more time periods across the next arc. So you'll step back and you'll be like, wow, we've traversed like hundreds of years.
The book, like, I think pretty much always skipped further in time, like forward in time. But the skipping backward, we've talked a little bit about how like the element that is in the past and the character that is in the past, the girl who wouldn't burn, was much more of a background element bordering on an Easter egg for a while, and then like it became more and more clear how important of a part of the story she was, and so she took more and more space, and so it was like, oh, we're going back too, and so that was a very exciting development, because it was just like, oh, we're all over the place, and that just keeps it so fresh and surprising.
And with that time element, Bob, how was it like having to go back and forth between showing different eras in time? Like, did you have some kind of like a vision board, or I'm not sure.
Well, I mean,
I'm not sure exactly how you work. So
luckily, I lived through. I am an old man. I'm not Salem old, but I'm pretty old.
I lived through the 1700s.
but I do know things about the 70s, 80s, and today. And so, like, some of that stuff, I was just like, oh, I can just draw from the crap I remember from when I was a kid. In other cases, you know, there's a lot of incredible Google. For any of you who want to be an artist out there, is an incredible resource, because you can just Google what Salem looks like, you know, and you can just Google what cars in the 70s look like. And and that in general, my friends here, my co-collaborators, were very good about putting what year things were happening in. So I just go cute outfits for kids, 1983. Right? And then there they were.
I like the idea that you draw a lot of these things from kind of like as you were growing up, Bob, because this is all kind of, you know, Rose, our main character, she's a young character, so like she would also have just kind of like the memories of like how, obviously she wasn't alive for all these things, but that's a good focal point of like a good point of comparison of like we're seeing this through kind of her point of view. So
I think I don't know if I mentioned this on a show before, but Rose's house is actually my, like, if you were to there, I have photographs of it. You can say Rose's house is my apartment.
I think you blew our minds with that on air.
It's pretty spooky.
What?
I gotta say, Bob, if that's your apartment, it's pretty spooky.
Well, it doesn't look like that. Like there's like a fun baby Yoda in there and stuff. It's not spooky like that.
Baby Yoda and Kermit guard your TV.
How often do you
TV like mighty sentinels?
How often do you see like shadows moving around? Because that might be a reason for you.
Okay,
to move.
I got it.
Is it haunted? Is it haunted?
I don't think it's haunted. I think our previous apartment was haunted because we'd see like shadows move. The only thing that gets us around here is that there is a fair amount of property crime in my area, and if I see a light change when I'm watching Netflix at 3 a.m., I fly up off of the couch and run to the back window to see if anybody's screwing with our car.
Bob with a bat.
I don't know. Sounds demonic, dude.
I am vengeance.
Another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is, so with 4 issues out, it's kind of a two-part question. You know, what has been the reception that you guys have seen online in general, or just from like other comic creators that you've given the book out to, people that kind of have been doing reviews? Like, is there anything that stands out, or anything that has been a little unexpected as far as like feedback or reception of the book?
I'll tell you the feedback we got. 10 out of 10, baby. That's what this is. All right. We got, actually, joking aside, we've gotten a couple of them, and I've been over the moon really with how people have reacted to the book.
No, it's been a legitimate surprise how gushing people have been, which is like a funny thing to say, but it's like specifically the fact that people have really emotionally connected with a lot of it. Has been surprising, like to the degree that people have. Like we've heard people talk about getting really emotional about certain elements. Like somebody told us they cried reading I think was it issue 1, I think, yeah. And like people at signings have come up and been like, I am so invested in this, and I'm so like these characters like already mean a lot to me. And like that stuff is crazy because you hope for that, but you can never like expect that, especially not when like you're doing something for the first time. Like it's like it's wild. And so like, yeah, people have been incredibly kind in reviews and in reactions. And like, yeah, you talked about other creators too. Like it has been so nice. Like obviously we know a lot of creators and so that's like, it's really cool and a privilege. But like the fact that like so many of them have like, you know, given us the time of day to like check it out, give us a pull quote, and to say such nice things like going into detail is just like, yeah, we are immensely lucky. For sure.
Definitely. Once it was out of anger and once it was out of sadness.
Oh no.
Pulling a lot out of you.
Wow.
Good.
I really can't wait till somebody approaches you guys at a convention and shows you like a Wallace tattoo or something like that.
My God, I know.
Or maybe
that'd be
some of the
crazy.
car, like something like that. I think would be pretty insane. Now, has anybody reached out with anything like that? And you guys probably get a little bit of fan art and stuff like that, but
we haven't gotten nearly as much fan art as I would like. Artists out there,
yeah, I got one.
Get in there.
I got one.
There's been a couple
fan art that was really nice,
and that's been crazy.
Yeah.
But artists, crack the book open.
These characters
a bunch of crazy looking shit.
Are remarkably easy to cosplay.
I would say that. Yeah.
I would love.
I could cosplay Rose right now. Look, I got the hoodie on.
You could do Rose.
I got the jacket.
That would be sweet. I would love to see a Monster Elliot cosplay with the clothes torn up and having the rainbow makeup going down the face. That would be fun. Yeah. Anything and everything is welcome. Yeah. No, we've just gotten
Rose's jean jacket is literally my jean jacket. So.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Perfect.
It's all very, very appreciated.
Yeah, nice. It's been incredible.
All right, and following that up, now how does it feel? Because I've been around online, and while we were putting together our best of 2023 show, I was looking at other lists, and how does it feel to be on so many best of lists of 2023? Like, I mean, Ethan Griffin, you guys are first time creators, right?
Yeah.
Bob is he's been around the block. He's been on the list multiple times. That doesn't even faze him anymore.
I'm never on the best of list. For me too. Feels beautiful.
Well, you were on ours twice this year, if you remember.
See that was very special. It's making up for lost time this year, I guess.
Hell yeah!
I really finally figured out how to draw comic books now.
Draw cute animals. People will love them.
They go nuts for that crap, you guys.
It's been surreal. You're talking about what have been some of the most surprising things to happen. And yes, Mike, everyone's cosplaying as Rose at the next con. Please. So things like, the second printing and the really positive reviews. And then, more recently, being on any best of list. I like one alone would have been enough to be like, okay, like, excellent. That's awesome. But to be on a handful of them, like, we have confidence in the book. We know that we've made a great thing, something that we're very proud of. But it's very gratifying to have other people put us in there with like Tom King and Matthew Rosenberg and Brian Michael Bendis and
being
all
with
these
those
people we
names
care
all,
about.
It seems so absurd. But it's like, I mean, Griffin and I have obviously poured like heart and soul and blood, sweat and tears into it, but like that, like regardless, like it's like looking at it, I'm like, that is correct though, because Bob fucking deserves it. Bob absolutely like lifted this thing and put it on best of list. So like he absolutely has earned that.
Catapult.
I want to bring up a comment because I was going to ask about this as well. Because last year we received some news that Image was like, we're not doing any more second printing because of paper shortages and all this stuff.
Oh, sure.
So like the fact that you guys are one of the books that gets a second printing, like that's got to be pretty special. They have to be very confident in what you guys are putting out there.
Crazy,
to give you
I didn't know that.
extra paper, I guess.
I suppose. They're gonna need
Yeah.
a whole heck of a lot of paper to print issue 8. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Guys out here, and it's like, look, we need paper for important medical books, and Image said no. People need to read this comic.
Yeah.
This is gonna
Yeah.
save actual lives, not these stupid doctors.
Yeah.
They're really crazy.
Priorities, you know. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Also, I want to ask. So we're here to kind of prime everyone for the second arc of Kill Your Darlings.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What can your readers expect from the second arc of, whether it's like the vibes or like what are you guys telling them to expect from the second arc?
Mm.
I know that's kind of a tough question because obviously you guys don't want to give away anything.
Yeah. I would say the first arc is a question mark, and the second arc is an exclamation point.
That's good. I like that. Yeah,
is
totally.
the way to sort of think about it, where a lot of the questions that we set up in the first 4 issues are unraveled across the second 4 issues. And then, yeah, what do you know? We'll be heading towards a climactic third act very soon here. But right now, with issue 5, we are like issue 4 and 5 kind of make up like the second act of the 3 acts that are the 2 acts. There we go. Where we are in the kind of depths, the darkest depths of the story, and I don't think anyone is going to really know what to like. You're gonna open issue 5. It's not gonna be what you expect. Just know that.
It sure is.
And it is probably the darkest issue in the entire series. When we were pitching it around, like before the book came out and everything, we were selling it as Narnia meets Hereditary. You're going to see more of that Hereditary side starting to come out, I think, in the next couple issues.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would say.
Act 1 is the question mark. Act 2 is the exclamation point. Issue 8 is 3 exclamation points and then a middle finger and then an electric guitar.
And if you've ever seen John J. Hill's lettering, imagine those exclamation marks.
Yeah,
because, you know,
he's killing him.
John feels like kind of an unsung hero of this book.
Mm-hmm.
I hope not. I try to bring him up as much as possible.
Yeah,
same here. I'm always, especially in this book, like the lettering. I feel it's so important to the story you guys are telling.
Of course.
Because it really encompasses a lot of like the differences between the settings, the time periods, the characters themselves, the characters when they are kind of acting as someone else.
Yeah.
And of course, as we saw in the first issue, that great evil, right? That disgusting yellow lettering that I hate so much.
Awesome. It's so
the perfectly disgusting shade of yellow.
Perfectly yellow. Well, yeah, like letterers so often don't get the credit that they deserve, particularly when they are also the designers. Like his design is such a big reason that people gravitate visually towar's the book, because the covers are so in your face with that big title in the center and the wraparound and everything. He's the best.
So please let him know that we love his
We'll
work.
do, yeah.
All right. Speaking of some of these details, I want to ask. I feel like color is very important to you guys' story as well. So much that, let me see if I can. I just want to pull this up. This is the where did I not have it? Give me 1 second. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah,
okay.
Take your time.
So this is just the cover of issue 5. And let me make sure you can see it. There you go. Oh, shit. Hold on.
Now deselect it and put it in the thing. Okay, good.
There you go. Okay, so what I wanted to focus on is it's in kind of black and white.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of a risky move for a comic book. But not just in this cover, all throughout the story, especially I think it's issue 3.
Yeah.
Color is very important in that issue. So how did you guys approach that? And Bob, maybe you can lead us off with this question since you are coloring the book. But also Ethan, Griffin, I'm sure you guys have, I don't know how much you leave that up to Bob, how much of that is in your script. So just, let's talk about coloring in this book a little bit.
No, we so for the covers at least, we actually have a little sit down meeting about like what kind of what's going to be sort of the big imagery for this, because part of the like John did an incredible job, and I think the logo is incredibly eye-catching on the shelves. Now, the offshoot of that for the grumpy artist is you've taken up all of my cover space with your letters, you filthy designer. What are you doing? This is my place to shine, right? But so there's a limited space to sort of convey what it is we need to convey on the cover, but then also how are we going to translate that into the wraparound, right? So like we literally will sit down and we had like and if you've noticed throughout the series, the first cover was primarily white, second one was black, third one was white, this one or whatever. So we were also juggling how the black and whites of the covers would be flipping back and forth, and then after that it became, well, what imagery can we do that's going to fit naturally within sort of the colors we think are going to be the right ones for this particular issue. And then as far as the interiors go, I do what I want.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean the issue 5 cover I couldn't be more happy with. Like the full wraparound is insane. If people haven't seen the back cover of it yet, go take a look. There's no better way to immediately establish the tone of this issue and how it's different.
Oh yeah, and
yeah,
it's one of my favorites. Just the way that we ended up using the space, and then Bob did a couple of these extra little things that just worked so fucking well. Yeah. I love it. You get the issue 5 cover and you like get to spin it around like that, which is the second time we've done that between that and the double page spread in issue 3 where we're crossing over. It's great. I love it. The book literally turns you upside down.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I like when books do that. I think one of my favorite things is Greg Capullo did that in his Batman run where he actually you had to turn the page, and I just loved. Well, when I got the review copy, I hated it because you first of all you get to see only one page at a time unless you said it's a whole thing, right?
Yeah.
But then when I finally got the book in my hands, I was like, this is the way I was meant to experience this, right?
Totally.
So,
Totally.
Yes.
So that was very cool. I love that in that issue when some of the little creatures that have been, I don't know, been like their colors been taken. So like, like all those little like that stuff, and then you see the river of colors kind of running into the cave, and it's just like leading you into this darker and darker plays and this big surprise and everything that happens in that cave that you guys established that in first issue. There's something bad happening in that cave, right? And then we finally get to see what it is, and even then that's not the big reveal of everything. Like things are still happening. There's a lot that happens in the cave. So
a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. So Bob really went to town, I think, on those pages.
Oh yeah.
Specifically when there's a thing that's on fire inside the cave. I'll leave it at that. I was like, holy shit, Bob.
That's good stuff. Yeah. I remember when we got the colors back for that, I was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Yeah,
like, Jesus.
Awesome.
We got to do Ghost Rider.
We should do Ghost
Rider.
Oh,
there we go.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, Marvel watches this stream for sure.
More skeletons and viscera for Bob to draw.
That's all I crave.
and yet they keep putting Bob in books like Alligator Loki.
It's okay. He's so good at the Looney Tunes.
I know. That's the beauty. He's so versatile. The range, Bob.
The range.
Is there anything he can't do? No,
I don't think so.
We've yet to find it. You guys have definitely tried in this book to find something that Bob can't do.
Unsuccessfully.
Unsuccessfully. So.
Yeah. Issue 8 was his final test where we threw every remaining idea we had at him of crazy shit to do. And I'm happy to report that he once again just nailed all of it. Didn't drop a single ball we threw into his juggling.
Very cool. Now I want to talk about also, you guys have been getting some amazing variant covers. Like this one, I think so far the variants is maybe my favorite, along with issue 2. I think they're both pretty unique on their own style. But
crazy. We
talked about this a little bit on the first time around, but like for the rest of these, does segment just kind of like do whatever the fuck he wants with these? do you guys give him a blurb Like,
It's been kind of varied.
Yeah, most of the time, I would say it was kind of clean, just like right down the middle, where I feel like he read the first 4 and just sort of gave us something.
Yeah.
And then the last 4, we were like, as we were with cover A as well, we were just very careful about what we were revealing on the cover, because there's a lot of great imagery you could slap on the cover, but it's also a huge spoiler.
Yeah.
So we were a little bit more direct in terms of like what he could draw. We would kind of give him like an option or two, and then he would just do it. And it came out great every time. I know that like you can look up his covers for the coming issues right now, and I would say if you want to if you want to absolutely avoid spoilers, don't do that. But they are incredible, and you'll see them on shelves across the next few months. They are. I
usually don't try to look at that anymore until I know I'm gonna get the review copy for the next issue. So like 5, I just saw it when I was getting some stuff ready to assets together for the video. But I've stopped because once I got to this one with the sword, I think we talked about it maybe on Livestream or the Kill Your Darlings After Dark, whichever one it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I should stop looking ahead. I don't want to ruin this for myself. So.
Issue 8,
it's a good call.
Issue 8 is perfect. Like, it's exactly what I wanted. 7's though, like, was so much more than I expected. 7's blew me away. It goes so fucking hard. It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, that's very exciting.
And Bob's colors too, like Bob's colors on 7, because like it was already like, oh my god, and then Bob turned in the colors, it was like, oh my god.
It can't be lost that we are getting the best of both worlds with these covers, because we get to have those Stegman pencils and inks it, and then Bob brings all that incredible color work that he's doing on the interiors to the Stegman covers, and that was even a reason why we wanted to have Bob do the main covers anyway. Is we're like, I don't know, man, the art's so good, I think it should be on the front of it too, because it sells it.
It keeps it from feeling divorced. It feels like it's all in the family. Yeah, it's great.
There's something very nice about picking up a book and the interior art matching the cover art. Because that changes taste. As much as I love cool covers, sometimes you open the book and you're not disappointed, but you definitely are like, well, that's not what.
Well, it's just like if someone's like, you're having pizza for dinner, you're like, okay, fuck yeah, and then you open the pizza box and it's like, I don't know, cereal, and it's like, well, I like cereal sometimes.
Is it Alfredo?
I was expecting pizza.
Alfredo's. Like, which Alfredo's is it, right? All right. I want to also ask, Bob, is there, I mean, maybe you've already kind of answered it, but is there anything you've drawn that was like super unexpected, or maybe something that you've always wanted to explore in your art, that this book was finally gave you that chance to go into that?
Unexpected was the entirety of issue 5. And I'm so pleased with how it came out. And we've talked about it a lot, and how it kind of this, it's like sort of like this weird curveball, not even weird curve, but it is a bit of a curveball from what you think is going to be happening after the end of issue 4. And I just love it. I really, really love that issue. And it gave me an opportunity. I don't know that it like necessarily was like, here's a bunch of stuff you've never drawn before that you've always wanted to, and all that stuff. But it definitely gave me a chance to, really focus in on the character acting and selling all the different moments that are, so, in a lot of cases, very, emotionally devastating, which get ready, readers. But yeah, it was difficult. It was fun. It was gratifying. It was wonderful. It was terrible. It was great. I love it. That whole thing. Yeah, it's an amazing issue. I'm really excited for people to pick it up.
Oh yeah.
It's very, there's a lot of stuff that I was not expecting in this book, because I try to come up with my own theories. They've all been incorrect, but it's still really fun to kind of go along with that.
Can you, are there as a question for you, are there any theories you could call out that you're particularly convinced about that turned out to not be correct?
Well, I really thought the jumping around 8 years, like Rose would age 8 years every issue.
Right.
I really thought that was gonna, like, it seemed like it was there,
right.
But it
God,
definitely
how
went
old
away
did that
very
make her
quickly.
by the end of 8? I'm really bad at math.
That's 64.
64.
Yeah.
Well, also I was thinking maybe
That'd
she
be cool.
technically either that or maybe she wouldn't age because she's in Rosewood, but everyone else around her, like 8 years would pass.
Mhm.
I was thinking a
It's
lot
the
of like
Interstellar
how,
style.
yeah, how time,
Yeah.
who knows how
Mhm.
time works in Narnia or other places like that. So I apply that same logic to Rosewood, but
That would be badass, like
Um,
a geriatric Rose swinging the big sword around. That would
Yep.
be fun. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
You know-
Well, fuck it. We're scrapping issue 8.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
I'll get working. Give me some the night.
we're getting a director's cut.
Yeah.
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 Get ready, bad guys. It's me. You're going down. Oh, my
Oh, man.
sciatica.
That's the devastating event in that issue.
Yeah,
She just falls over, and it's like, and the rest of the issue is just her on the ground.
My
Oh,
ass
no.
and leg nerves. I'm like,
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Bob
that's rough.
definitely should voice Rose in the
in
animated
the animated
I
version.
would,
Yeah.
not, I would
adaptation
not
of it.
mind that. I would not mind that.
Now,
I'm in.
would you guys rather have this be adapted as a film? Like, let's say I'm like the studio and I'm coming to you guys, and I tell you, would you want this to be a film, a TV show, an animated show? What would you guys like? I'm sure you guys have thought about this. I hope you guys have thought about this because this book is really good. So I could definitely see that happening.
I keep
Yes, man.
stealing Donnie and Ryan's answer about Vanish because I couldn't agree more. I would want like an anime style series. Like I feel like that would most accurately be able to capture all the different sides of tone and everything, and the chaos of it, and like. It would obviously more likely if it were to happen be like an American animated series, obviously, probably like and so like getting to that kind of side of like the Invincible show, like that sort of quality and everything would be amazing. Although I would prefer to have crazy ass anime style like theme song intros.
Yeah, it's built so episodically because we, the closest thing we have is an animated show, and it was so specifically built to be a comic book that comes out every month, so it's very episodic.
Yeah.
I think there's probably a way to do it as a movie, but it's definitely got to be a show.
If it were live action, I would still prefer show like an HBO style thing where you could still do.
We would definitely need to put this on HBO.
Yeah,
Like,
If we can get some like kick-ass like Jim Henson Creature Shop puppets in there, I'd be okay with that.
That'd be
That'd be pretty sick.
awesome.
Like a
That would be
practical
awesome.
Wallace would be the craziest.
Yeah,
shit.
just a little-
Oh my god!
Have you guys seen the little
Voiced
in
by
Sweet
David
Tooth?
Tennant.
Yeah, Sweet Tooth has a
Yes.
little gopher. I just forgot his name. Mike's gonna kill me in the chat because he's our favorite character. But Sweet Tooth's got a little mechanical gopher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
adorable, and I think Wallace like that would be
That would be incredible.
amazing. So it could be done.
Yeah,
Could
I
be
mean, look at Grogu's been running around for a few years now. I'm sure we have new puppet technology.
Yeah.
Bobby.
Bobby, yes, Bobby. All right. I also want to ask: is there anything that the readers need to know about Rose or any other character that you guys feel kind of comfortable telling them about at this moment? I think Rose is because she's our protagonist. I wanted to do the question about her, but I've heard you guys talk about some of the other characters. So, like, what do they need to know going into this second arc
Oh man.
about this character?
You just need to know what we put all the important stuff in the book. Just read it again.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I would hope it's all there.
Yeah, I would say that might be my answer as well. Is all of the information that you need is in the book, and so I think some people will find like I have questions, or I'm not like 100% sure how this works or what this means. And I would say that is something that we like. That is something that we encourage. Connect the dots yourself. It's okay.
Yeah.
Have the version of the story that exists in your head.
Yeah, I guess
And
it's
that's
not
great.
a question. I guess it's not a question about the characters so much as like the story overall is like or like a thing to know about it is like any of these things that you're like I have questions or I'm confused about. We've worked on this for years. We've thought of it all. It's the clues are either there already in the issues that are out, or they're in the upcoming issues. And I will say that, like, pay particularly close attention to 5 and 6, like, because like once you have 5 and 6 and you got those pieces in your hands, you can put most of it together, and your main question left is going to be what the fuck happens next. And so yeah, I don't know, give it a shot, a reread, because we've placed a lot of things a lot of places, and it all, I think it all makes sense.
Yeah, we place a lot of faith in our readers in this series.
It's true. Don't let us down.
We
Don't
really
let us
have
down.
to spell it out. Yeah. Yeah.
You overestimate my powers, guys. The real. Oh, great. All right. I know we have to kind of start wrapping up. But with this little bit of time, I do want to talk about maybe some other comics that you guys are into, like recently. Is there anything that really has jumped out at you recently, or something that you can't wait to read once it's coming out?
Let's say it together,
Ultimate.
Griffin.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Ultimate
Spider-Man.
Listen, it
Ultimate
is.
Spider-Man's fucking sick.
How do they let that man get away with doing everything he's doing?
Listen, you know, the internet knows, Abigail knows, you know, Ethan and I, we came onto the scene talking about Spider-Man. And guess what? That's still how we spend most of our free time. So,
yeah.
That's a great variant.
That's a great
Chichetto's
one.
art
I
is incredible.
just got home a minute ago from picking up the Stegman and Bagley variants. Those are fantastic.
Is it not super cold where you're at, Ethan? Are you braving the cold just to go?
This guy's gonna be like, oh, it's so cold. It's like 60.
Yeah. It's been a little cold.
It is 16 here.
I went from Christmas in Alaska to January in Arizona, and so it's not particularly cold to me. It's a little nippy out, but
it is one of the states that is not getting a lot of the. Somehow it's just kind of skipping that. It's probably because of the time zone. The weather's confused. Like, hold on a second.
Yeah, hey,
these guys didn't switch time zone. What's happening?
But I would brave any weather to pick up Stegman and Bagley variants of a new Ultimate Spider-Man #1. And yeah, Jesus Christ, that book is like, it's threading a needle of like doing the stuff that people have been asking for a million years, but also opening up a new horizon of like, wow, it legitimately feels like anything could happen in this Spider-Man book, and that's really wild. It's very fucking good. So I just wanted to, you know, throw that out there, give a little support to the Spider-Man book. I hope
I'm sure it needs it. I'm sure it needs it. I'm sure it won't be at the #1 spot. It really struggles to beat that Batman book that just keeps being #1 on.
I hate that. I hate that shit. I hate the guy that they got writing that right now. I'm boycotting.
He sucks.
Yeah.
Chip Zdarsky's is very smugly running around like #1 every time.
Yeah, he's like a little elf man, just like,
I haven't seen it.
Another #1.
I haven't seen it yet, but did Echo end with some Devil's Reign stuff? Is that what's going on? Because if that's the case, man, fuck you, Chip Zdarsky.
I will neither confirm nor deny any of that because I know a lot of people still need to watch Echo. But there is an after credit scene in episode 5, so make sure to check. Also, as a PSA, watch that on Disney Plus because Hulu has these weird inserts where they would put in a commercial if you weren't paying for the ad. I don't know. It was really weird. Like it fades to black and then it comes out of black. But Bob, sorry, I didn't mean to skip over you. What are you reading? What are you into?
I'm not reading anything right now. I'm literally not reading anything.
We had him locked to his desk for like 3 months drawing.
Okay, so what? Yeah. What else do I need to buy? Is it Ultimate Spider-Man now? And what else?
What else are you guys reading?
Spider-Man.
Have you guys checked out Petrolhead?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
No.
Bob, I love those covers though.
Rob Williams and Pipar. It's some amazing, very much 2000 AD looking because obviously that's where Pipar has been working for a long time. Right. Big colors in the book here. I think I have the cover. If you like Death Race, the movie, like you get a lot of
I do like that.
That looks fun.
Pipar has been doing some amazing stuff. So check out Petrolhead.
Sweet.
That looks sweet, Bob.
Oh.
You should pick up anything with James Tynan or Tom King's names on them.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
I have a big stack of the Deviant sitting there waiting for me.
Oh yeah, when is issue 3 of that, dude? I am
This
so
week.
fucking
This
in.
week.
This
Oh,
week, let's
damn.
fucking go, dude.
Damn.
Good week.
Here,
Good
I'll
week.
give you a different recommendation because I'm a big animation nutcase.
There you go.
If you have not watched Blue Eye Samurai, you need to watch it immediately.
Oh
Mhm.
You need to
yeah.
watch it.
I always get
immediately.
so turned. I get immediately turned off by the 3D, and I know I shouldn't. I know I got to just get used to it for a few
It's so
minutes.
good.
But when I pass it on Netflix, I'm always like, I
I've
don't
heard-
like it.
I've
The,
heard
the
very
fact
good.
that Netflix gave it
But
a
I
second
do. I
season
got to go.
tells you a
Yeah.
lot.
It's
No,
I
it's
do
I
so
gotta
wanna-
good.
watch it.
Mike, here you go.
Woo.
I did here. Let me.
Mhm.
That's
good.
what a petrol head looks like inside.
That's
Just
good.
the
Ooh.
colors are out of this world.
Real,
Looks
real bright there.
Yeah, it
Any
reminds me of the
teasers for my-
Wachowskis' Speed Racer.
I've seen any teasers for my story at Edge of the Spider-Verse. I don't know what I can talk about. I really don't.
Which story? Can you say which story you're drawing? Because you told us one thing, and then I read a solicit that made it sound like a different thing.
So AIPT had it incorrect, and then they updated the story. I'm doing the spooky Spider-Man, whatever they're calling it.
Yes, that's what I wanted. That's what
Yeah.
I wanted.
Nice.
Um,
They
I'm
probably
very
saw your
excited.
work on Kill Your Darlings and were like, no. Move Bob to the scary book.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Spider-
Mhm.
I'll Ethan and Griffin, I'll share some of the pages with you.
God, yeah.
Oh
They're-
yes,
Yeah,
I
they're
love
they're
this.
very they're very different. So
You know, we could
Oh,
just do it when we
awesome.
go offline here if you want to show me too. I won't say anything. Here, let me. We do have a question from earlier that I was saving to kind of
Mhm.
wrap up. Are you guys looking to do any more conventions, signings, anything on your schedule that you guys already know as of now? I know it's kind of early in the year.
We'll almost certainly be in New York.
Yep. I mean, we always get at least one in, and
We do
it's
New York every
typically
year.
been New York.
Maybe I could talk Griffin into San Diego, but I doubt it.
Maybe.
I'm thinking about going back to Alaska because I did a couple of signings in Alaska, and the shops were really kind, and they were really wanting me to do the convention thing that they do. I think it's in Anchorage, and so I might be going back up for that. I think it's in August or September or something, but I don't know. I'll have to sort all that out.
I may start doing West Coast shows again. Maybe we'll see.
I will come see you. I'm right by it. I would.
All right.
So much. Yeah.
There we go.
We heard Bob may be in the West Coast, so keep an eye out for that. Cool. I think if there's any more questions for anybody in the chat, Alaska in December, or make sure it's not too cold. Well, I mean, you used to live there, Ethan. You know what it's like.
It's a beautiful
got
winter wonderland that just makes your face hurt.
Oh, it's Andrew.
Ethan just loves the
sucker for
cold,
the
especially
cold.
after being in Arizona.
It's nice for a little bit, yeah. And then
I don't know, Ethan. I've been in this state for a 1 day, and I'm already done with it. So cool. I know you guys are kind of on a time crunch because there's a KLC event right after this. So I dropped the link in the chat. If you're not a KLC VIP member, you can go do it now and still catch the event happening. But is there anything else, either Kill Your Darling related, anything else from your work, Bob, or anything KLC related that the audience should know about? Please let us know now.
No.
Bob's just like, what can I talk about?
Bob should hopefully be sleeping for the next 6 months, I think. That's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. But I think I'll be able to sleep again in March. And then after that, I have no work. So maybe I'll never work again. Who knows?
Not if we have anything to say about it, Bob.
We got to get on a call after this.
All right.
No, I don't know. It's all about Kill Your Darlings right now. It's Kill Your Darlings time, and jump on it because this issue that is out on Wednesday starts a run of the 4 craziest fucking comic books you've ever read, and it will all come together and it will all blow your mind, and hopefully it'll mean something to you. So check it out.
Definitely agree with that. Yep. So issue 5 comes out this week. Make sure to go check it out. Go pre-order it. You can probably still find some of the back issues in your shops, hopefully.
And you can get them on Kindle because Comixology is no more. They slit its throat.
I think Omnibus the Omnibus app
Omnibus.
has Image.
We're on
I think
Omnibus.
that's where I've been going for stuff. Like
Omnibus
whenever
is
That
lovely.
yeah, for folks who are looking to fill that digital comics reader hole that Comixology left in your life,
Yes.
Omnibus. It's
Omnibus
the
is
UI
wonderful.
is clean and sleek, and it looks nice. It feels good to
It's
use.
nice.
Even with it not on Android anymore, or yet, I mean, if you go to just the mobile site, looks incredible. It looks like the app.
Mhm.
Like even their mobile site's amazing.
It's amazing
Same.
how, like, if you remember early days Comixology, how fucked it was.
Mhm.
Out of the
hot-
gate, Omnibus is you
And
know,
I
leagues and
like
bounds
that it's not cluttered with a bunch of shit yet, and so it's just like a nice like indie comic shop. It's fucking
Yeah.
good.
better. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's nice. And if you're a content creator like me, their previews are really nice when the books come out. So that's very
Oh,
good.
yeah. Good stuff.
Also, I do want to say the Schlub number 6 comes out January 24th.
Yes.
That's the end of that story too.
Tune in.
so-
If you're a KLC VIP, who knows? Maybe you'll be reading it early.
Yep.
Mm, probably
Second
so.
best book
Hopefully
from the
so.
imprint.
We're gonna do a tier show where I'm gonna rank all the KLC books once
There you go.
once you guys wrap up.
Okay.
So stay tuned for
All
that.
right.
It'll be a short video,
All right.
but it'll be a very decisive video.
Wow. All right.
I'll be there.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for coming back. You're
Thanks,
welcome
Danny.
anytime. If you guys want to, maybe when the trade's ready to come out or something like that, we can do this again.
Mhm.
Or you can just stop by and talk about other comic books. You guys love other comic books too. You don't have to come.
It's true.
You know, you can come talk about your own comic, but you don't have to. So,
Sounds good,
and
dude. I'll have to take
for
you up
anyone
on it.
watching, let me see. Thanks to Mike Rappin, my buddy from the I Read Comic Books podcast. Go check I Read Comic Books. It's a fantastic podcast. And the sweet Abigail, MTBT Shannon, and I think that's everyone that was on the chat. So,
Thanks for hanging,
thanks for watching,
guys.
everyone. And go get this book. It's so good. You will not be disappointed. I promise.
Thanks, man.
And you can check out my advanced review of issue 5 tomorrow on the channel. I'll definitely put it on the socials for that. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.
Thanks, Danny.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.